What's up, gentlemen? Welcome to Morning Coffee Talks. Cheers. I'll be sipping on water again this morning. If you guys are having a good morning, today we are going to be talking about purpose and how to find your purpose. Welcome everybody in. Appreciate the everybody subscribing, following, sharing, all that shit. Appreciate it, guys. All right, so purpose this morning. So first off, I'm going to start by saying this. A society in which your purpose and your job are often separated for most people creates a society in which we focus on filling our wallets at the cost of emptying our souls. All right? In a society where most people are condemned to trivial and deadening jobs, it is crucial, if not completely necessary, gentlemen, to find a way to find your purpose apart from your work. Because we've talked about this on here before. If you're new on here, you might have not heard it, but most of the time your purpose and your job are different. Your job is just what you do to pay the bills, all right? So let's get that clear now, all right? But we're going to talk about how to find your purpose and the ways to start finding your purpose. And the first thing you're going to do, right? And let's say this, purpose, you can call it vocation, you can call it your calling, transcendent calls. These are all different words for purpose, all right? So basically, what are you good at giving it to the world? But this is how we're going to start it out. To find your purpose, the first thing you do is ask yourself, what can I do to make a difference? What can you do to make a difference? All right, that's the first thing you need to ask yourself. All right. Then you need to ask yourself these things. Write them down, meditate on them, whatever you got to do. Who are you? What are your gifts? What are you good at? Right? What do you have to offer? And what gives you your greatest joy? All right, write those things down. And I'm telling you right now, this is going to help you figure out your purpose. All right. Search for what we have to contribute to life begins when we explore ourselves. All right. So you have to figure out who you are, what brings you joy, what gifts you have to give the world, what you're better at than most people. Right. It's pretty simple, really. It's simple, not easy. I should say that. All right. Your purpose might be your passion, but you can't make a living off it, all right? Or you're not going to make a living off it, I should say. Not everybody makes a living off their purpose, right? You do it in your spare time outside of work a lot of times, right? That's what most people's purpose, all right? Like I said, again, it's not, most times it's not their job. All right, so let's see here. So this is how we're going to start it off, guys. This is how you're going to find your purpose. This is the way to start finding your purpose right here, all right? The first thing you're going to do is realize your purpose is in front of you, all right? To make the most of the present moment. That is your first step into finding purpose, is to focus on being in the present moment, right? Not worrying about the past, not worrying about the future, worrying about right now, what's going on right now. What can I do to better the world, my community right now in this moment? Who can I help? Who can I serve right now, all right? That's the first step, right? The second one is going to be your purpose is to add value, right? Where we can make a difference in someone else's life, right? So, like I said, helping others around you get to their mountaintop. That is what it comes down to. Again, it's like being a leader, right? You're here to get everybody else to reach their full potential. So just start there, whatever that may be, whatever that looks like for you, anyone around you, however you can uplift them, right? To become the best version of themselves. That's also where you're going to start finding your purpose, all right? And there's a couple ways we can do that. One is, let's see here, I'm trying to think. Who am I doing it for? So who are you going to do it for? You're going to do it for your family and for your community, right? And what do people want or need? That is what you need to ask yourself. What is out there that people want and that people need or need help with? And that's going to help you kind of figure out what your purpose is, all right? The third thing you need to ask yourself, am I happy, right? And a good way to figure out what your purpose is, your calling in life is, what makes you happy, right? So follow your bliss, follow your intuition, right? If you get off your path for too long, it's not good for your soul, right? You're going to have no energy. You're going to have no enthusiasm for life, no motivation, right? Even though motivation comes and goes, but when you're living your purpose, right? When you're living in that blissful place that makes you happy, you're going to be pretty daggone, like, again, you're going to be happy, basically, all right? So, and you can also ask yourself, if you're not happy, you ask yourself these three things right here, okay? Ask yourself, You got to tell yourself, I need to make the most of the present moment. I need to add value to others. And I need to figure out what I do, what I love. All right, those are the things you need to ask yourself. Sorry if I'm rambling on here. I'm trying to read my notes, guys. So work with me on here, right? Number 4 on how to find your purpose is just start doing it, right? Trust me, when I started trying to figure out my purpose, I was on my head. I was looking at this big picture, the whole world, right? And how am I going to get started? Asking myself these questions. And it comes down to, man, you just got to do it. You just got to do it. You just got to start putting it in. Whatever that looks like for you, whatever makes you feel good, whatever you enjoy, however you enjoy serving others, just do it. Just start going out there and doing it. That's all it comes down to. You might not know how to start or what avenue or road to take, but just start practicing, right? That's it, man. Just start. The 5th thing you need to find your purpose is self-discipline. A man needs a routine, right? It's about putting in progress every day, showing up every day, like we say on here, doing the work every day, right? Along with the meditation, the reading, the exercise, right? Physically, mentally, spiritually, putting in the work every day, gentlemen. Self-discipline is very big on getting your purpose, right? Number 6 is don't worry about the outcome. Don't worry what's going to happen. Again, we don't know enough to know what's going to happen. So don't worry about it, man. Fear. What ifs? What if this happens? What if that happens, man? Don't worry about that. Put your faith in God. Put your faith in Jesus. And if you're living your purpose, you ain't got too many worries, gentlemen. So don't worry, man. Have no fear. Have no fear, right? That's what it comes down to. And to know you ain't in control. And the only thing I can control is how hard I put, the work I put in, the training I put in, right? On my diet, on my exercise, on my meditation, on my spirituality, on my prayer. All these things, guys. So it's just about continuing to put in the work. And don't lose hope, man. Look, we're going to fall. We're going to stumble. You get back up. You get back to it, guys. All right? Number 7 on finding your purpose is a good role model, right? Who do you want to be like? Who do you want to emulate? What type of men out there, what type of good men do you want to emulate, right? Or find someone that is living the same type of purpose as you and start living their life like them. And I'm going to go ahead and say, guys, the number 1 role model you should have is Jesus Christ. There's no other ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no need. I'm telling you right now, that should be your number 1 is Jesus, right? That should be your top role model. But there's plenty of good, great role models out there. Someone you can learn from, someone you can emulate in certain ways, right? So find a good role model that's living the same type of purpose for you as you, similar type of purpose. Start following them a little bit. That's what I recommend, all right? Number 8, ignore the negative people. Good golly, Miss Molly. If I didn't ignore the negative people, I wouldn't even be on here anymore, guys, to be honest with you. I'm not saying I ignore them all the time, you know what I'm saying? But you got to ignore the naysayers, man. The people who tell you you can't do it, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, no one's going to listen to you, no one cares what you say. Forget them, man, because there is someone out there and there are people out there that are waiting to hear what you have to say, right? That are going to take your lead. So there's plenty of people out there that are going to hate, that don't want to see you do good, that don't want to succeed. Who cares, man? Just let them go, man. Don't worry about them. And don't fear the negativity. It ain't going to do nothing, but it's going to breed more negativity, all right? So we got to let that go. We got to move on. Tell them have a good one, peace, and just move on, all right? Number 9, an obstacle is really a way through. What stands in the way becomes the way, all right? Obstacles will occur. Again, you don't have any control. You can only control what... There's only one thing you can really control, and that's how we react to a situation. Or we can control the amount of work we put in. Again, right? Daily routine, the daily practices, gentlemen. That's all we can really control for the most part, right? So, and also I want you guys to know too, sometimes your purpose changes throughout life, all right? So something that might be your purpose now, maybe at some point, you're not as enthusiastic about it. Maybe you've reached the peak of that part of your purpose, right? It's time to move on to something else. So your purpose can also change and evolve over time, right? As men, we're supposed to be evolving constantly, daily. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you're not growing, you might as well be in the ground, as I always say on here. All right, but this is a never ending, guys. This never ends, right? I am put here to solve the problems. We are the problem solvers. But I also want to say this, gentlemen, I am part of the problem. I know I'm part of the problem. I'm a human being. I'm a sinner, right? So a man needs purpose. I'm going to say this again. A man needs purpose above all and above all else. And why do I talk about purpose? About being selfless, about living for a cause bigger than yourself. This transcendent cause, your calling, your vocation, whatever word you want to use for it. A man needs purpose in his life. Again, when I got out of the Marine Corps, I lost all sense of purpose in my life. I turned to drugs, alcohol, all that, numbing out, because I had no purpose. A man needs purpose. All right? Again, I'm going to say this. When men reach their 50s and 60s and 70s, right, their kids are out of the home. They're retiring. They go through these midlife crisis and things. It's because they have no purpose in their life. Because a man with purpose, he doesn't have to worry about that because he's still enthusiastic. He still gets up in the morning. How lucky am I to get to do what I was put on earth to do again today? Do you understand me, gentlemen? That's why purpose is so daggone important. And that's why you really need to get in tune with and figure out what your purpose is. All right? I hope this helped you guys out a little bit today about purpose. But a man needs purpose. Meditate on it. Pray on it. Ask the Holy Spirit to guide you. Right? And what this comes down to is doing God's will, right? Thy will be done, not my will be done, gentlemen. That is what this all comes down to. Purpose, 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 living a purpose-driven life. That's what it's all about. And if I can do it, you can too. And I'm going to say this again, just a few things before we get off here, like what your purpose could be, some other ways to figure out your purpose. I've said this on here numerous times, and I'm going to say it on here 100 more times, all right? If you're good at, for instance, being a landscaper, maybe you want to go out and do community gardens, right? Maybe you want to go out in the community and help. Maybe there's old people in your neighborhood that need their grass cut or trees cut down, things like that, right? Maybe you're a carpenter. Maybe you want to do Habitat for Humanity. Maybe you want to go around to the less fortunate and fix things in their homes, things of that nature. Maybe you're an incredible reader and you're smart and you're good at teaching. Maybe you'll go out in the community and kids that can't read or adults that can't read, maybe you'll teach them how to read or help them to learn things, math, whatever it be, right? Maybe you're good at motivating, right? As I like to do, coach sports teams, right? The youth, right? Help young men to grow and become the best men they can be, the versions of themselves they can be. Maybe you're good at diet, nutrition. Maybe you're going to help people that need help with that don't have money, right? That are overweight and out of shape and just need a little guidance, right? So anything, guys, your purpose could be so many things. Maybe you love animals. You want to go work at an animal shelter. Maybe you love nature and you just want to revitalize places that have been devastated by, wildfires or just companies coming in and tearing out the daggone trees everywhere or whatnot. That is ways to look in to see what your purpose is. But what makes you happy? What do you enjoy? These are ways, like, again, what is your bliss? These are ways to figure out to help find your purpose, gentlemen, all right? But a man needs purpose, all right? So I really want you men to get involved with this because a man that don't have purpose and that don't have God is just a lost boy running around here. And we have too many of them, gentlemen. That is why I do what I do. I was also that lost boy not that long ago. Do you understand what I'm saying? But we're going to change the world by changing ourselves, gentlemen, because if I can, you can too. And this is where it all begins. And we are going to change the world. We're on this men's movement over here, gentlemen. Right? Simple, not easy. But trust the process, as I always say. Trust the process. Keep putting in that work day after day. Right? And if you need a break, take a break. It's all right to take a break. We all need rest too. But get right back up. Get right back to it, baby. And that's how we do it. All right, gentlemen. I hope you guys have a great freaking Friday. Let's go into this weekend putting in that work, becoming the best version of ourselves so we can give that to the world, baby, because that's what purpose comes down to, gentlemen. All right? So let me shake this up real quick, get another sip. Cheers. Anything you guys want me to talk about again in here, I appreciate any comments. All the love, even the hate, baby. We love it too. All right, guys? Have a great day. And as always, go get you some, baby. Ah!